Hello family, hello Buzz Nation, welcome back to our videos and thank you for always coming back to watch our videos and for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe so that you can be a citizen of this nation and also so that you can always find our content, which is amazing.
And for there's a brother, I need to give a shout out to this brother who does not eat his breakfast before watching our videos. Thank you so much, brother. We see you. We appreciate your support, your love. Thank you so much.
And if you'd like to support our work, there's a PayPal donation on the description section, and also a buy us a coffee. So, Africa had a lot of things, immense wealth, and we still have it. And we knew how to use it, but they told us we cannot know how to use it. They came home and they came to take our brothers and sisters who they kidnapped and took to the West. Then, after they abolished slavery, they came back now to kill us and take everything we had, take our land, colonize us. And in that process, they came and found that we had mined gold, smelted it, and developed artifacts which we were using spiritually, and others was for decorations. And what did they do? They killed our protectors and they stole our artifacts. Such a thing happened in the Gold Coast. That is what they used to call Ghana, Gold Coast, the Asante Empire. It was a big kingdom before they subdivided our countries, our nations, and cut most of us into halves. You find one micronation across two countries, like the Maasai, like the Tutsi people who are being fought in Congo, like the Borana people who are in Kenya and Ethiopia, like
Swati,
the Kula
Swaziland
in South Africa, the Venda in Zimbabwe, but Mozambique and South Africa.
I think it's honestly everywhere.
Yeah. So they divided our micronations. They are not tribes, they are micronations. They divided our micronations based on how they felt it better to own our lands and to steal our minerals and all that. So they divided a country and called it Ghana. And inside Ghana was the Ashanti Empire. And inside it, they went and stole artifacts. And they benefited from this for centuries. I think like one century, and it was stolen in the 19th century. That is like 1800s. So for like 2 centuries, they have benefited from this because they are in their museums. A Ghanaian going to Britain to a museum, they have to pay to see their things. And this will not benefit Ghana, but it's benefiting UK. And when asked to bring back our things, do you know what they say?
They are landing.
No. They are told, you stole our things, bring them back. Do you know what they say? They say, our constitution does not allow us to do that. So it's against their constitution to return or bring back the stolen things to Africa. But what has happened? UK museums will temporarily return stolen 19th century Asante treasures back to Ghana. In a significant cultural restoration, that the 2 royal Asante artifacts were returned to Ghana on a long-term loan. They are being given their artifacts back as a loan for 3 years. The treasures which were stolen during the colonial era include gold and silver regalia from the Asante royal court. The return was negotiated directly by the Asante people's ruler, Otumfo Osei Tutu II, bypassing the government. The British Museum and the Victoria and Albert Museum collaborated on the transfer, allowing the items to be showcased at the Palace Museum in Kumasi. British law prohibits the British Museum from permanently returning items from its collection. It's crazy that they cannot return what they stole from us because their constitution, which they made, does not allow. That is robbery of the highest order, and it's crazy too.
Do you know that the funny thing is that Africa is powerful, and this being a kingdom, it's a cultural, it's a traditional African kingdom, means that they still have the powers, they still understand their spirituality, they still understand what these things meant to their ancestors and what they were used for. So for you to allow, because right now the way I'm seeing it is the Kumasi, the Asante kingdom.
Asante, yeah.
Yeah, they are the ones allowing this to happen, because if you know how and what these things were for, by your ancestors and why they created them, it means that you have to immerse yourself in the power of those ancestors and say, we are reclaiming these things by fire, by force. There's no temporarily or whatever.
They should not return them.
It should not return. Secondly, they should, we have the powers as Africans. We have the spiritual powers.
Yeah.
You can reordain those things in such a way that if they were to dare take them back, if they were to dare, you just let them be.
Crumble.
They say 3 years. Well, work on those things for those 3 years. If they were to dare take those things back, they go back with those powers. And the destruction that they will cause wherever they are being taken, they'll be forced to take them back.
Someone said that, it's the young people who are waking up and we are fighting to reclaim our, independence, our liberty, our liberation. Say that we will use witchcraft and guns to fight. So this is the time.
This is the time. You have been given. The minute these things come back to it means your ancestors have fought.
Yeah.
But they are also leaving you some work to fight further.
Right.
Now you can't just sit there and say, 3 years, after 3 years you are returning. They'll also be like, what the? What? And are you sure these are our kids? Are you sure this is our generation? How can you not fight for what belongs to you?
But the problem is the slavery that is in Africa. But we are happy that a lot of Africans...
Now, this one is a kingdom. This one is a kingdom.
They are going back to their spirituality.
Yeah.
And you find that in that kingdom, the Asante kingdom, they know. But they should try and, wake themselves up. Use what,
You
those
are
crafts.
so powerful. You are so powerful.
Spiritual crafts that their ancestors used
they can even go to Benin. Yes, go to Benin. Go and seek knowledge about how they use this spiritual
But I'm sure
powers.
it is there.
Yeah,
when you see the original kingdom with the king, there's definitely
they have their powers. Yeah.
A spirituality leader who knows these things, and people know.
And it will be such a disappointment after those 3 years to hear that these things have been taken back to the UK, being stolen again, now under your watch. This one is voluntarily giving it to them.
Yeah.
Because this is your time to work on your things, reclaim your glory, put it where it belongs to be, because it has gone with spirits of your ancestors. There's a lot that has been ordained in those things. While we are getting deeper into spirituality, and we don't want to confuse some of you guys who are not maybe well versed with such topics, but
speaking out of spirituality, I think it's not right that these people are returning on loan. They should just return.
It's ours.
I think they return to Ethiopia. We can have our own museum in Ghana where we can say the museum of the artifacts that were stolen from our empire and what they mean and all that.
Exactly. And they can even tell stories of how they recleanse them, how they regain the powers that were lost. Once they go to the UK, they lose their powers and whatever.
Well, we don't know because what Africans and after mental colonization, what happens, especially Africans who are now Christians, most of them don't understand what happened. And they don't understand that the white people also have their own rituals.
So they can make yours weaker.
We don't know what happened when they took, because they used to come, they find the spiritual leader and they become friendly and they ask, what are these things for? So they ask and they know this thing does this and this. This is our, for example, at some point, I think in Benin or somewhere, or it could be in the Asante Empire, where the leader or the spiritual leader fought. I think it's the Amazons, the Benin, where they fought to not to have their statue, which was very spiritual to them, taken away, and it was taken away. So you see, this thing is like they are taking away your God.
But as they take it away, they also need to weaken it so that it doesn't.
So they do their rituals. And guys, if you don't understand this, I need you to get this. And the Mama Arikana said this. We have a video on our channel. Whenever they came and killed an African king, they would cut off his head and take it to their countries. And he
For
said
what?
that the skulls of our ancestors
Are
sitting in jars in Britain.
For what? Ask yourself.
Even when we talk about the Patrice Lumumba of Congo, the first prime minister or leader of Congo, once they killed him, put his body in acid, they took a tooth, went with the tooth. What happens when you take the head? The head is like the head, the leader. So you'll be the leader, you'll be controlling
You've
it.
destroyed everything else.
But you have the king, you have the leader, you have his, the head. So you forever control them, you see? So they have their own rituals. So you need to understand that as much as we have lost our spirituality and we don't want to go back to it, they never lost theirs. And that's why we remain forever being seated on. But if we reclaim our spirituality,
and it's time for the Asante kingdom to reclaim what belongs to you, what was lost, during the times of your ancestors. This is the time. This is a test by your ancestors to say, are you able to achieve this? If you are not, then you are weak forever, and you forever be.
And now bringing them back, it's like you have brought some power.
Exactly, back home. Yeah.
So you fight.
Guys, let us know what you think about this. We know this is deep. We didn't intend to get deeper into this, but
we should start a spirituality, African spirituality.
Spiritual guidance has taken us to this. But yeah, that is how we understand it and how we see it and how we wish the Asante Kingdom could also see it and work on it.
But to support ourselves in that is, guys, if we have to wake ourselves up, and this is what General Tiani said, that we have to remove everything that came with colonization. Everything, okay, including the spirituality. And don't hate us for this. It's true, because it's never, it's never true what they give. There's no way I can give you something so that I can take, what you have. If I'm not giving you something so that you can benefit, it's definitely a lie. So you have to wake up spiritually. You have to wake up, education system, money, the methods of farming,
even
our
physical
medicine,
awakening, the way you handle yourself.
even our medicine. Like for example, in Africa, we rely on their medicine, but we hate our medicine people. We have our herbs, we have everything. But you find people in the village cutting trees without even caring what they have.
Especially the indigenous ones.
But the indigenous trees, all of our African indigenous trees are medicines. But do you know that? No, you just cut and plant some exotic tree which is told you it's a fertilizer tree or what. You see? That's what we are talking about. We need to unlearn, then relearn. Start by doing our own research. What did our forefathers worship? What did our forefathers eat? What medicine did our forefathers take? And a lot of other things. So that is where we are, and that is African buzz for you. Yeah.
Guys, let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video. Let us awaken more and more brothers and sisters everywhere around the world. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. And also, if you'd like to support us, we have links in the description box. One is for PayPal, the other is for buy me and him a coffee, or buy us a coffee. Yeah, you can buy us as many coffees as you dare to, for only $5 each.
We see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.